Welcome to Hamilton County TV. I'm Perry Williams, and we're at Dillon Park today. It's great to be out here. The one thing about Dillon Park is it's named after Dr. Jim Dillon, who for many years was the doctor for the Noblesville Millers. So it's kind of ironic we're out here today and we're with Shawn, the head football coach of the Noblesville Grinders. Welcome, Coach.
Hey, good to be here, Perry.
Hey, Coach, let's talk a little bit about, kind of explain what the Grinders about, because this program is not new. It started in 1967 and was founded in 1967. So kind of talk a little bit about the Grinders and what the kids go through to make the Grinders.
Okay, the Grinders are part of what's known as the Indiana Elementary Football Association. It's a league comprised of 5th and 6th grade all-star teams, mostly representing the HCC and the MIC conferences. We try to go after those teams and keep those guys involved. There's been a few other teams over the years that's come in, but every year we, depending on who's in the league, we establish conferences and pick our teams and play out a schedule and a tournament to see who wins the state championship. For us, as Noblesville, we usually have about 100 to 120 kids that sign up for 5th and 6th grade football, and we start mini camps with all those kids, and over a 2 or 3 day process, we actually teach everyone how to block and tackle the basics. We get measurements on their 20 times and all that kind of stuff, and then we invite back kids to try out for the Grinders, and our goal is to get the best 28 to 30 kids every year to be on our team. And this is my 5th year doing it, and we've been blessed to get about every kid we've wanted ever. Less kids are playing football than there were 10 or 12 years ago, but this year we kept 28 players. We kept 15 6th graders. I think I got 13 5th graders and actually 1 4th grader, so maybe it's 12 and 1. But that's the idea, get the best players we can get right now, developing and play our schedule and try to represent Noblesville and be competitive in our league while developing good athletes and developing character. That's kind of the centerpiece of our program, a little more in football.
Shawn, a little bit, make sure that you mention those 100 plus kids that do not make the Grinders, okay? They're put in a local, in the Noblesville Elementary football team.
Yes, sir. We got, this year we got 5 5th and 6th grade teams, in-house teams that we try to schedule for it. They play an in-house league and tournament. We have 7 3rd and 4th grade teams this year as well. And, one thing I like about doing it the way we do it is we get to know every kid, and every year it seems like we know more of them. And the bottom line is that we tell them the Grinders is about the best players right now, but there's kids that won't make our team that'll end up being excellent varsity football players, because the big equalizers when they all become young men and hit the weight room and go from there. So yeah.
Shawn, I heard you speak this morning to the Sunrise and Kiwanis, and one of the things that you made sure that you talked about, which I think is important, and it's also my same belief, is you teach them a lot more than just football. Talk a little bit about some of the things that you go through that you're going to face in life, so you might as well learn on our football team.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I agree with that. It's my 17th year coaching youth football, I believe, and as a dad, you think one way, then you kind of start getting competitive. And as I mentioned this morning, after I don't know, I'll be 50 this year. I guess I'm getting old, but I've realized the last several years it's more about building character and looking at the young men and what they're going to become later. It's great if they're a good tailback now, but it's more important if they become a hard worker and a good father and husband later. So we've developed a program. We actually have an accountability coach, Brandon Bennett's been with me 5 years. Every week we have a theme of the week. This week's perseverance, actually. We have kids speak at every practice. They come up, 2 kids prepare a quote, speak on it, we talk about it. And really we just want our kids to develop more than just the football stuff. If you develop good character, good work ethic, you want to win every rep, we kind of convert that to the guys that show up to work early and always do the job right. We're trying to develop good character, good young men, and the first group of Grinders came through here are now sophomores. The first group of guys I ever coached just graduated college, and there's nothing like seeing those guys, and you're really excited when you see they become good young men, and they know they can come to you for anything in the future. And that's kind of what we try to instill in them through our program. And honestly, any coach should do it. I don't care if it's the the C team over here in 3rd grade, you should care about your kids, and they should know they can come to their coach and count on you. So that's what we try to do.
Yeah, and I thought that was important. I thought that was a great message this morning that you talked about that in your talk this morning to the Kiwanis. Kind of talk a little bit about so far when you've been practicing, when you started your practice. Of course, you had pre-training also.
We had a little bit of work in June. We kind of did that last year with COVID. It kind of not something we normally did, but once they kind of released everybody to go out and do something in June, we got out here, and Coach Sharp, our varsity coach, who had just been hired, not able to work with his team yet, was chomping at the bit and came out with us, and we worked with kids through May and June last year. Now this year we did some work in June, and then come July 5th is when we had our mini camps that week, and July 13th was actually our first grinder practice. So we go 3 times a week, 4 times a week before the season. We just played our first game Saturday, and now we back it down to 2 practices a week and Saturday games. So we that's about the extent of it, and we're got a long way to go. We got a lot to do. We did get away with the win our first week. Very proud of our team, beating a pretty good Ben Davis team. But now we got our work cut out for us the rest of the season. So we just focus on getting better every practice.
Coach, also, I know you probably didn't want this early in the season, but because of situations in the league, you've got a bye this week. So things will change up a little bit on some of the things that you can work on. You can work on some of the detail that you haven't been able to, that you saw that you need to improve in the first game.
Absolutely, and actually it's kind of a blessing for us, because where we're at and what we've been able to get installed, offense is always the slowest to get installed. We need this time, and we've got 10 hours of practice time between now and our next game, and we need all of that time to install and just, we don't need a million plays. We don't run a million plays. We just want to run the ones we have well. And our kids are getting better and better. We film our games. We've been breaking down the Ben Davis film, and there's a lot of things to clean up on, but we got to make sure that all 28 players know. We had a B game out here last night against Center Grove, didn't go as well, and our expectations don't change if you're a B player, an A player, a 4th grader, a 6th grader. Whatever your job is, we expect it to be done. If we're not, we got to coach you up, figure it out, and get better at it. So we need the practice time. The old days, I just wanted to play games every day, but to be honest with you, I enjoy practices because I enjoy our players, I enjoy our coaching staff, and it's just an opportunity to get better, so we can see the product and take care of itself on a Saturday.
Absolutely, and the one thing about it is with this practice and the offense, and it's kind of nice that now the similar offense they run at Noblesville High School, you're also running in the grinders program. So the kids are going to learn, because one thing that I was always told by some of the older coaches back in the day, when they got a program and they got kids in high school that really had never been in organized football, those little basic things on how to get down to the stands, terminology and stuff like that, you're teaching that to 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. So.
Right, and we got to even get better at that. Blocking and tackling and loving football, that's our goals. That's our 3 goals. Teach them to block, teach them to tackle, teach them to love football. If you can do those 3 things, a good high school coach can take them and make players out of them no matter what their scheme. Coach Sharp has been more involved than any coach since I've been here. Of course, I'd like him here every day, but I know that's not realistic. But yeah, and his philosophies, his offensive philosophies line up with what I like to do and what I've always done. As we're going through coaches the last few years and really not sticking with anything, I actually turned to the Center Grove program and let them guide us, and went down and spent a lot of time with them, and God bless them, they helped us and guided us, and we kind of picked up their wing tee and went with it that way. And then when Coach Sharp came along, it was a real easy transition. Very similar offense, very similar blocking schemes, and we look to see, I think you're going to see it at our high school level this year. You're going to see them be better than last year. They're very crisp. The kids believe in it, and again, a wise man once told me there's no magic playbook. Once you buy in and believe, you're going to have success. So that's the biggest thing, is we got to get parents, coaches, community to buy into what we're doing, Everybody wants to throw it around everywhere as if we have NFL wide receivers coming out of Noblesville every year, but we are going to win by pounding the football and getting 5 yards of carry and just wearing teams down. And that's the same style we try to do at the youth level, which a lot of times with youth you can't throw it around even if you want to, so it works well for us.
Yeah. Now, Coach, for the first time, Hamilton County TV is going to broadcast a Grinders football game, and that date is August
21st, I believe.
21st, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is Fisher Southeastern, which that kind of loads up on you. That's 2 big high schools and 1 elementary football team, right? So
yeah.
So they're a pretty good football team, I'm sure.
Yeah, the Knights are a good program. They're Fisher's in-house league. I actually coached with the Knights. My youngest son played for the Knights 10 years ago now, I guess. They got a great coaching staff. Tim McCoy's their head coach over there. He's been coaching youth ball as long as I have and puts a lot into it. They're a very well-oiled machine, good program, and I'm excited for them as much as I am for us that we get a chance to be on Hamilton County TV, and mom and dad and grandma and grandpa can get a look at their grandsons and hopefully hear their name called. At that age, I don't care if I heard my kid got he fumbled the ball. Hey, his name was on TV. So we're looking forward to that, and it's a good that it's Fisher's team as well, so they can reap the rewards of a fellow county team, and that'll be a good time. That'll be great for everybody.
And you get to play on the big field. At those kids at Beaver Material Field. So
yeah,
that's a big deal to those kids. Even though you're really amazed, and I know you've been at it a long time like me. It's really pretty cool to see those 4th, 5th, and 6th graders when they get to hang out with the high school kids and how they look up to those kids.
Right, and that's the culture you really need to build. And we haven't even been on Beaver yet with this group. We've kind of settled into practicing at Dillon because it just works out so well, and we can be tied in with our youth network, our youth league. But yeah, we'll be at Beaver. It is fun to see those kids run on the turf. It's a big, giant stadium, and the new stadium is going to be even better. And that culture you're talking about with the high school, that's another thing Coach Sharp's done well. We're actually taking our team tomorrow to go to Noblesville High School to observe a whole practice. He asked us to come out, and we watch them run the same plays, the same schemes we run, and they at the full speed. And I noticed when we went last year, it doesn't only boost our guys, and they love watching it, but honestly, the varsity players, they get a little boost out of that too. They love seeing the grinders come out, and it gives them a little boost of their leadership and kind of seeing what's in front of them. I think we're getting invaded here.
Yeah, sounds like it, doesn't it? Well, Coach, I appreciate you doing this interview today, and hopefully later on the season we'll do another one of these. And I want to thank you also because your company is going to sponsor on Hamilton County TV, and we greatly appreciate that.
Oh, that's our pleasure. We're blessed to have an opportunity to do that, and again, just being able to help you guys get more and more sports out there, and again, so family and friends can watch and see and follow along when otherwise maybe they didn't have the opportunity. So we're blessed to have that opportunity, and we thank you guys for coming out here and giving us a little bit of attention, and we look forward to a good season.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. I appreciate it. Good luck.
Thank you.